Have you ever felt like you're playing a role in a script you didn't write? That your life, your circumstances, your very identity are things that happen to you rather than things you've chosen? We try to change the script with affirmations, with vision boards, with sheer force of will. We say, I am abundant, I am healthy, I am loved. And yet, so often, the needle doesn't move. The reality outside seems to mock the reality we are trying to create inside. The disconnect is frustrating, and it can lead to a deep sense of powerlessness. But what if the problem isn't the words you're saying, but the identity you're saying them from? What if, when you say I am, you are unknowingly tapping into the most powerful creative force in the universe, but you're hooking it up to a program of limitation? The fundamental misunderstanding of the two most powerful words in existence, I am, is the single greatest barrier between you and a life of effortless creation, what we will call the divine state. This isn't just philosophy. This is the intersection where quantum physics and the most profound spiritual wisdom converge. It is the master key to shifting from being a character in the play to being the author of it. The solution is not to try harder, but to see deeper. It begins with recognizing that the words I am are not a description of your personality. They are a declaration of your existence. This is not a new idea. It is the golden thread woven through every great wisdom tradition on earth. When Moses stood before the burning bush and asked for the name of the divine, the answer wasn't a name at all. It was a statement of pure, unconditioned being. I am that I am. This wasn't God giving a title. It was the universe revealing its fundamental nature. It is the self-aware, ever-present consciousness that simply is. When Jesus said, I and the Father are one, he wasn't claiming to be a special, separate individual who was also God. He was speaking from a state of consciousness that had recognized its source. The I, the individual awareness, and the Father, the universal field of consciousness, were realized as a single unified reality. In the East, the Vedic sages declared Tattvamasi, thou art that. You, the individual consciousness reading this, are that. The one, indivisible consciousness that dreams the entire cosmos into being. The Buddha taught of an inherent Buddha nature within all sentient beings, not something to be acquired, but something to be awakened to. All of these paths, using different words and different symbols, point to the exact same truth. Your truest identity is not your body, your name, your history, or your mind. Your true identity is the silent, aware presence that says I am. This is the recognition that unlocks the divine state. So why does this profound truth feel so distant? Why do we feel so separate, so limited, so trapped in our personal stories? The answer lies in the architecture of your own mind, specifically the subconscious. Neuroscience has shown us that about 95% of your life, your thoughts, your emotional reactions, your habits, is run by the subconscious mind. It is a vast database of past experiences, emotional memories, and deeply ingrained beliefs formed mostly in childhood. For most of us, this database is programmed with limitations. Every time you were told you weren't good enough, every time you failed and felt shame, every experience of lack or fear was recorded. These experiences became beliefs, and those beliefs were attached to your sense of self. So your subconscious program runs scripts like, I am not worthy, I am unlucky, I am always struggling, I am not smart enough. You are a divine, infinite being. But you are operating a supercomputer with software that tells it it's a broken calculator. This creates a state of profound incoherence. Your conscious mind desires freedom and abundance, but the subconscious, which controls your nervous system, your chemistry, and your energetic frequency, is broadcasting a signal of limitation. This is where the science of epigenetics provides a stunning confirmation. Epigenetics shows that your genes are not your destiny. It is the environment of the cell that signals the gene. And what creates that environment? Your perception of reality. When you live in a state of stress, fear, and limitation, driven by subconscious programs, you are chemically signaling your body to prepare for threat and scarcity. Your entire being is physically and energetically aligned with a reality you consciously do not want. The barrier to the divine state isn't outside of you. It's the outdated programming running inside of you. The shift, then, is not about adding new beliefs on top of old ones. It's about unplugging from the old identity altogether. The practice is deceptively simple. It is the art of the sacred pause. Throughout your day, become aware of the sentences you form in your mind that begin with I am. When you catch yourself thinking, I am so stressed, or I am tired, or I am never going to figure this out, just stop. In that moment, take a breath and perform a radical act of mental surgery. Let go of everything that comes after the I am. Let go of the story, the feeling, the limitation. Allow your awareness to rest in the pure, naked sensation of I am. Just being. No definition, no history, no future. Just the silent, spacious, ever-present awareness of your own existence. This is not a mental trick. This is a quantum event. In the famous double-slit experiment, physicists discovered that fundamental particles exist as a wave of all possibilities until they are observed. The act of observation, of consciousness interacting with the field, collapses the wave of potential into a single concrete reality. This is the observer effect. Now apply this to your life. When you operate from the identity of I am John, I am Jane, I am my past, I am my problems, you are the observer collapsing the infinite field of potential into the predictable pattern of your programmed reality. You are observing your life through the lens of limitation, so you crystallize limitation into your experience. But when you practice the sacred pause and rest in the undefined state of pure I am, you withdraw your observation from the old reality. You become the undefined observer, one with the quantum field of infinite potential. You are no longer collapsing a past-based reality. Instead, you are holding a space of pure potential, allowing a new reality, one that is in harmony with your true divine nature, to emerge and crystallize around you. This is how you shift from being the effect to being the cause. You may already be getting glimpses of this. The divine state isn't a destination you have to struggle to reach. It's the reality you've been conditioned to ignore. And as that conditioning thins, the truth begins to leak through. Have you ever had a moment, perhaps looking at a sunset or holding a child's hand, where the boundary between you and the world just dissolved? A feeling of profound peace and connection. A sense of an infinite presence looking through your eyes. That is a sign. Have you ever had a flash of spontaneous knowing? An answer to a complex problem that just arrives in your mind, fully formed, without any logical steps. That is the intelligence of the universal consciousness, unhindered by your personal mind. Have you experienced moments of unity, where the sense of self and other disappears, and you feel a deep, unconditional love for everything and everyone? Have you been in a state of creative flow, where brilliant ideas pour through you effortlessly, feeling less like you are creating them and more like you are transcribing them from another dimension? What about those impossible manifestations or synchronicities, where the world seems to magically rearrange itself to bring you exactly what you need at the perfect moment? These are not random coincidences. These are symptoms of your awakening. They are moments when your personal, limited consciousness gets out of the way, and the infinite consciousness of your true self, the I am, takes the controls. It is showing you what is possible when you are aligned with it. The challenge is that we often dismiss these experiences. The ego rushes back in and says, "That was a fluke," and we return to our programmed state of limitation. This creates an incoherent frequency. Your soul has tasted infinity, but your mind continues to broadcast scarcity. In quantum mechanics, resonance is a key principle. Systems that vibrate at a similar frequency can exchange energy powerfully. When your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are aligned, when you are in a coherent state, you broadcast a powerful, clear signal into the quantum field. When you think I am abundant but you feel lack in your body, your signal is scrambled. The universe receives a mixed message. The ultimate state of coherence is not forcing a positive feeling. It is dropping beneath both thought and feeling into the silent stillness of pure I am. This state is inherently whole, complete, and one with all potential. It is the most powerful, coherent signal you can possibly emit. It is the master frequency that brings your entire reality into resonance with Source. Let's make this tangible. Right now, I invite you to join me in a brief but powerful practice. It doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing. For the next minute, you are going to practice being the source of your reality, not the recipient of it. If you can, gently close your eyes. If not, just soften your gaze. Take a deep, slow breath in, and as you exhale, release the tension in your jaw, your shoulders, your hands. Now, bring your awareness inward. Notice the stream of thoughts passing through your mind. You might be thinking, I am doing an exercise. I am feeling skeptical. I am wondering if this works. See these thoughts for what they are, objects in your awareness. They are not you. You are the space in which they appear. Now let go of the content of the thoughts. Gently guide your attention to the simple, silent feeling of existence that lies beneath them. The feeling of being. It has no name, no form, no story. It is just a silent, peaceful, knowing presence. This is the raw energy of I am. Stay with that feeling. Don't add anything to it. Just be the being. This silent, aware presence is your true self. It is the divine state. It is always here. It is the source of all creation. Take one more deep breath, and when you're ready, open your eyes. You have just shifted from being a person run by programs to being the presence that is aware of the programs. To anchor this recognition, I want you to go to the comments section right now and type the two most powerful words in the universe. I am. Let this not be a statement from your personality, but a declaration from the silent presence you just connected with. Let's create a collective energetic field, a testament to the awakening consciousness on this planet, right here, right now. Now, a critical question arises. If this state of being is so powerful and natural, why do we experience so much pain, hardship, and suffering in our lives? This is perhaps the most profound part of the journey. Your suffering has not been a cosmic mistake. It has been your primary tool for spiritual awakening. Hardship is the divine chisel, sculpting away everything you are not. Think of your ego, your limited sense of self, as a fortress you've built around your infinite consciousness. It's made of your beliefs, your attachments, your identity, your story of who you think you are. And it keeps you feeling safe, but also imprisoned. Every significant challenge you have faced in your life, a heartbreak, a financial loss, a health crisis, a deep betrayal, has been a cannonball shot at the walls of that fortress. Each experience of suffering is designed to force you to let go of an attachment. A heartbreak forces you to let go of your attachment to another person for your sense of wholeness. A financial collapse forces you to let go of your identity being tied to your wealth or status. A health scare forces you to let go of your identification with your physical body. This is the process of ego death. It is painful because the ego believes it is dying. It clings to the walls as they crumble. But what happens when the fortress is finally reduced to rubble? What is left standing in the ruins? Only the indestructible, silent, aware presence that was there all along. The pure consciousness of I am. Your suffering was not a punishment. It was a systematic, divinely orchestrated demolition of your false self, so that your true self could be revealed. This is why the greatest spiritual masters often have histories of profound hardship. The pain burned away the ego, leaving only God consciousness. When doubt arises, and your mind tells you, this is too hard, I'm just a normal person, this is spiritual fantasy, recognize that voice. It is the ghost of the fortress, the echo of the old programming trying to rebuild the walls. Your job is not to fight it. Your job is simply to notice it and return your attention to the silent, knowing presence of I am. That presence is your only truth. The doubt is just noise. You are standing at a pivotal point in your own evolution. The information you've just heard isn't merely a set of interesting ideas. It is an invitation to embody a new reality. The perennial wisdom of the sages and the bleeding-edge discoveries of quantum physics are telling you the same thing. The universe is not a collection of objects, but a field of consciousness, and you are its center of observation. Your true identity is not the wave, the temporary pattern of your life story. You are the entire ocean of consciousness experiencing itself through that wave. The key to unlocking your divine power, to moving from a state of reaction to a state of creation, is to shift your identity to this fundamental truth. Every time you say or think the words "I am," you are making a statement to the quantum field. You are casting a vote for the reality you wish to experience. When you follow those words with "I am broken" or "I am struggling," you are using the power of God to command a universe of limitation into existence for yourself. You are the infinite observer, choosing to collapse the field into a prison. The ultimate spiritual practice is to reclaim the purity of those two words. It is to rest in the undefined, unconditioned awareness of "I am." In this state, you are a clear channel for divine intelligence. You are aligned with the field of infinite potential. Your intentions are no longer the desperate pleas of a separate self, but the effortless commands of the universe itself. This is the divine state. It is not something to achieve in the future. It is who you are, right now, beneath the noise of your mind. From this moment forward, I challenge you to treat the words "I am" as sacred. Use them with conscious intention, or even more powerfully, use them not at all. Simply rest in the silent power of being that precedes them. This is your birthright. This is your power. You are not in the universe. The universe is in you. And the key that unlocks it all has been with you from the very beginning, waiting silently behind every thought, every feeling, every breath. I am.